Welcome everyone to the WiPro Gallagher Solutions Fueling the Future Lender micro webinar series with a goal of providing the mortgage industry with valuable information on emerging trends that may impact your future lending strategy and budget decisions. Today's webinar is entitled The New Mobile Customer Experience, which will be presented by some of our favorite industry thought leaders. Dahleen, president at Taxdoor, a division of Cogent and Chronos Solutions. He's a 21-year mortgage industry veteran that won't settle for status quo. He is passionate, tech savvy, and deeply committed to industry advancement. If you want a revolution in lending, Joe will lead it. Brent Chandler, founder and CEO Formfree. Brent is an industry-recognized innovator, a thought leader in digital verification, and a former U.S. Marine. In 2009, he created Account Check, an investor-accepted automated asset verification solution that collects, analyzes, and certifies financial data to help lenders save time and make better lending decisions. In the interest of time, I'm going to hand the mic off to the presenters who can share more information on leveraging mobile to win the highest recommendations and referrals in origination.
Thank you very much for that nice opening, and welcome, Brent. This is Dahleen speaking, and I think you're going to love our mobile webinar series. And thank you again to WiPro Gallagher Solutions for giving us the opportunity to do this. And I know Brent and I are excited to share with you some of our passions regarding the mobile customer experience. Today, we are going to be covering some mobile stats. I wanted to cover with you really quick to kind of bring our thought process together for you. We're going to discuss building on mobile first, and that's what that's really all about. We're going to talk about the mobile customer experience benefits. I'll break into some of that. We're going to talk about the operational effects on digital verification, which I think you're going to get some great insight to. And we're going to talk about some advancements in future digital verifications that we'll be excited to hear about from Brent Chandler. But let's talk about today's mobile customer, and I think this is really important to talk about. You know, there's a new stat that just came out here recently that now LinkedIn has over 414 million members, and 57% of all of the traffic comes from mobile now. Zillow, the other day, just read another stat, 72% of all of their mobile traffic comes from mobile. In stores today, 82% of smartphone users are using their device to make product decisions. It's amazing. Where are our customers today? It's mobile, they're always mobile, and that's the easiest way to get a hold of them. Let's take a look at some of the stats from ComScore. As you can see now, desktop usage is dropping dramatically, and these are the latest stats. They come out about a year prior, but we're going to see these numbers really change here when the numbers get updated. This is the latest one I could find, but you can see mobile is off the chart, and mobile app use is even bigger than desktop, but really by far mobile web is the top as far as the media matrix is concerned. And I thought this stat was useful too as well, because we're talking about how well the usage of mobile, and now it turns out that mobile is now 51% of all total usage during all times throughout the day. And it's not just mobile, it's really, you know, about time spent on each individual platform, whether it be your smartphone, your desktop, or the consumption really for mobile here is just exploding. It's exploding off of the charts. And as I said, it's not just mobile, it's multi-device. And that's really important too as well, because, you know, in the mornings, the evenings, and at night, we're all on our mobile devices. I think even Brent said the other day there was some mobile stat that came out that said that 57% of, or 75% of all people who own a smartphone actually take it into the bathroom with them. So these, let's just say, the consumer is definitely mobile. So I've been focusing on this trend for a while, and it was really inspired by what Brent has done with his products. And I think that what I'm really saying today is that if we're going to get a hold of our consumer, it's on the mobile device. They're always mobile and they're always online, especially related to first-time homebuyers. They rarely ever use their desktop. They mostly use their mobile. And the explosion of Hispanic homeownership in the United States, that's the #1 place where they only use the internet is on their mobile device. And so if your customer looks a little bit like this, you probably need to be thinking about mobile. So what is the mobile offering? Well, it's instant access. It's a mobile customer experience. As I like to say, and Brent and I like to talk about, it's a frictionless process, and it provides digital verification. So as the openings talked about, the president of Taxdoor, which now got recently acquired by Chronos Solutions, and so I am working through building out the rest of what we think is going to be really an effortless process related to verification of income directly from the IRS via the IRS tax transcripts. And then it's not just about the mobile customer experience, it's eliminating of that timely, tedious, horrible 4506T form that everybody's having a problem with. And then what we do is we extract that data and we throw it on and leverage data, not documents. The same thing with account check. It's an industry leader in safe instant verifications from over 15,000 financial institutions today. That's nearly every single one, since banks are not increasing in numbers, they're decreasing in numbers. And not only does it provide an instant access to the verification of deposit, the Fannie Mae 1006 form, but it also provides a huge, powerful summary, which we're going to want to talk about today. We'll probe Brent with a few of those pieces. So always available technology, anytime, anywhere. It's frictionless to increase closing rates and reduce cost. My thing is that automation speeds the borrower's authorization via a mobile e-sign process, right? And this is like automated fulfillment without processing it. The processor doesn't need to process anymore. As soon as the consumer hits the button, it goes directly through our system into the IRS. It's automated notifications and automated fulfillment. It's a branded mobile experience by all of our users that use our products. And it's automated income analysis, even for self-employed applicants, which underwriters spend tons of time doing. So Taxdoor is 100% labor-free, right? It's an automated process. The consumer enters a simple permission portal via an email or a text. They self-verify the data, which eliminates IRS rejections, and it's a one-click process, automatic delivery to the IRS. So same thing with Brent. And Brent, if you want to jump in here and talk a little bit about the next couple slides, but I think, one of the things that I really see about Brent's product is it's so exciting to use because I can get so much from it. And the process is, again, super unique. Brent, before I have you jump into this, let me just take him through this process real quick. So you receive a unique email and it has this ID key, right? And when they click on that email, they choose what bank accounts to share after they authenticate, and the enrollment's complete. And then you receive your report. I mean, could it be any easier than that? I'm not so sure. But why don't I come back up here to this slide so you can kind of talk about this slide. So take it over there a little bit, Brent.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Joe. Good morning, everybody. The process is very simple. Again, reaching the large demographic of users that are always online today. I think I read a statistic the other day where over 1 billion searches on Google occurs before 9 a.m. every morning. And, testament here in my house is young kids walking around with phones, constantly in touch with their friends, doing research, etc. But from the standpoint of what our product does specifically, the idea is understanding someone's ability to repay for the loan, capturing information necessary for the underwriting process of any type of loan. All people borrow and all people have some ability to repay. And what Account Check does is enable that process to occur in a mobile environment, reaching into, as Joe said, just about any financial institutions where assets are custodied, pulling this information in raw data form, putting it in a construct that is usable, and then analyzing it with thousands of algorithms to produce this report that you're seeing right here. What this does for the lenders is it enables them to streamline their workflow processes, get through the process faster, get the necessary information required by the GSEs, required by the underwriters to approve a particular borrower for a loan. What it does for the consumer, it makes their life easier. I can get through something without having to upload documents, scan documents, and just go through stacks and stacks of paper. So it eliminates paper completely. As far as what the secondary market and what the purchasers are looking for, it's quality. It's 100% quality. So because our data doesn't touch any people and involves no paper, there's no opportunity for fraud. So what we're getting is accurate and true book of record data direct from the source. All of these pieces together do one thing. It creates greater purchase certainty. It enables liquidity in the markets and enables the lending process to continue very efficiently and in a consumer convenient way.
So I think, one of the things that it's amazing to me is that it's an amazing customer experience. And I think, the borrowers and applicants really, not borrowers, you probably should say applicants, but it's an amazing experience. And I think one of the things that I've been really enamored with that your product is that not only does it reduce friction for this mobile customer experience, but that builds that brand awareness as the ones that are using this, as that it makes them look good in front of their consumer and it makes them look like a tech leader, right? And it provides the consumer confidence that they're doing business with the right lender. I think today, with TRID, it was designed for people to go out and get more quotes with more experiences, and we finding out that consumers really don't want to do that. But you have a few seconds and a few opportunities to improve your relationship with the consumer and create a good stickiness that you're working with the right one. And this builds consumer confidence that they're working with the right people. And thus it builds referrals. Referrals is huge on Zillow for realtors, right? All the stats show, even for lenders on Zillow, that the number one thing that shows is that the ones with the more positive recommendations are the ones that are getting the most business. And therefore, that builds referrals, that builds customer reviews, and that builds a better process, less hassle, and more production. Okay, so and not only the fact that it speeds up your underwriting, and then it prevents fraud because it's direct from source data. So let's talk about the mobile experience, okay? The mobile layout options. And we could probably take some more time, but we're down to literally under 7 minutes. We want to be careful not to go over the 20 minutes that we've been allowed here, but Brent and I could talk to you about this all day long. But our little customer experience, and we have some other things to share with you, but my mobile layout for Taxdoor is I send them a text, they click on the authorization, they enter a little bit of social security information, they double check their data, they provide the authorization, boom, there's the form right there in 4506. Again, no 4506T needed. In Brent's an account check, the mobile customer experience is really enhanced. It's all of this private branding. The link comes in and automatically clicks on that link. It's already in there. All they got to do is enter their last 4 digits of their social security number, boom, pick their bank and sign into their bank, authenticate their account, and boom, they're finished. And so that is frictionless in my world. So I think today that...
And I would just add to that, Joe, just jump in there for 1 second in terms of how we work with the industry. So as not to disintermediate the industry, we work with extensible APIs and we open up the system so that we can private label it and emulate your look and feel as a lender. So it really helps in that frictionless environment. We want to help lenders, as you said, jumpstart their automation capabilities.
Great. So it's not only, I think that this is a pretty good point for a lot of people that deal with WiPro, because WiPro does a lot of other type businesses, and I'm sure that a lot of people are talking about this saying, hey, what other business channels could I use this in? So our strategy is it's not just multi-channel, it's multi-channel, it's not just mortgage. So you do it for people who do payday lending, small business lending, credit cards, wealth management firms you're dealing with. Over on Taxdoor, we're dealing with mortgage, obviously, small business lending. We got quite a few contracts out with small business lenders. People were getting into HELOCs now because that's coming back pretty popular because we have a little equity in our homes now. And I'm dealing with tax accountants, and I'm not so sure if the wealth management firms would be into this, but I know that there's a huge problem related to accountants trying to get tax returns from the IRS. It takes about 12 days. I can eliminate that down to 24 to 48 hours. So let's talk about the effects on the business real quick. It's about the customer experience. It's instant delivery. It reduces friction. It builds awareness as a tech originator. It builds consumer confidence, what I talked about. It builds referrals, and it builds customer reviews. Let's talk about the effects on the operation. I think this is a huge benefit to leveraging technology that's mobile. It improves fraud control. It lowers the lending risk. It speeds account verification. It increases employment verification because inside of your bank statements, you get all of the direct deposits from all of your borrowers. And so you could see exactly where they work, how much they get paid, and of course, that is the net pay, not the gross pay, but still, it's an additional account verification. It reduces processing times dramatically. It increases conversion ratios because you're going much faster, you're getting the docs out much quicker. It produces a direct from source data. The output summary reports eliminates underwriters reviewing multiple documents and multiple bank statements. And the output of tax transcript data eliminates underwriting from processing and reviewing tax returns. I mean, come on, there's so much of a win. So Brent and I have always been talking about this fast track process, and I don't think we're going to have time to share this with you today, and maybe WiPro would invite us back if you'd like to have more of a deeper dive into some of the flow charts that we built. But we really believe that we can turn the SLA under 1 hour to having this whole file perfected with all of the data points in a file and immediately have it in an LE form delivered to the consumer. And that would be an awesome, I think, next webinar. So gaining commitment where your customer's always at. They're always mobile. They're always online. That's where we're at today. I think this mobile customer experience is convenience, and it's built for mobile that allows a frictionless experience. It's an intuitive user interface that allows a secure and branded applicant experience. So that's what we're talking about today. You know, we also own this little thing called Funding Suite, and we leverage all of these same kind of tools on a mobile device. So for us, everything we're building is going mobile. Brent went out and he started mobile first. So I think this all comes into the ultimate process about where you're going to be in today's environment, right? So building this ideal verification service bundle and leveraging technology to automate third-party verification of identity, fraud, employment, income, and assets all can be done from the mobile device. So I think, does anybody have any questions? Thanks. Thanks very much for your time. We look forward to helping you advancing the future of lending. Join us next time, and we'll talk about how these advances in digital verification via the mobile device will eliminate the need to collecting any paperwork from your applicant on your next mortgage transaction. This is our contact details. We'd love to talk with you more about this. Again, this was a very fast webinar we had to get through quickly, but we wanted to share with you our experience and what Brent and I have been working on for the last few years. I've known Brent since 2009. He was introduced to us by a mentor that we share named Jay Meadows, and I can honestly say that from the day that we met, we aligned on this topic from the very beginning. So Brent, thank you very much for taking time to sit with me and to do this webinar, and I look forward to working with you in the future, as well as connecting with all of these WiPro customers who would like to talk more about this type of solution in their daily lives and to improve their customer experience. And that was our webinar today, our micro webinar series, the new mobile customer experience. Go ahead, Brent.
Yeah, always a pleasure to work with you, Joe. And your energy and your knowledge of this space is helping the entire industry elevate its game. So appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.